Welcome to the beginning of the men's physique season. I got my best friends, my brothers, hailing out of Australia, Melbourne. My boy, the Australian voice of men's physique. You know him, the best eyebrows in all the industry, besides Andre Dayu. Philip Nicelli, let's go.
Phil.
Let's go.
And then the man who's traveled from Bali over to Thailand. Who knows? He might even get up and start doing some Muay Thai for us in this episode. I don't know. Mick Gravy, always wavy. The heartbeat of men's physique. Hart McGrath, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go, Hart.
And out of Atlanta, Georgia, the gaffer, Aleem Bolton, IFBB Pro. And listen, folks, we have two shows that are about to pop off this season. Hart, what are we getting into here? What's the season going to look like, man? Woo.
How's that for suspense, huh?
Yeah,
How's
right.
that for suspense, ladies and gents?
The season, first of all, guys, is here, like you said, and I could not be more excited. The Charlotte Pro is this weekend. So many big names on the list. It's really the first show of the year that's not Arnold Classic that's got everyone fired up. Phil, I know you have, how many guys on this list are you excited to talk about?
I reckon there's about 4 or 5 on this list that I'm excited for. I mean, Olympians, past Olympians, guys getting back on stage after time off. Like, man, if this is not an exciting way to start the season, I don't know what is. But it's going to be a big year, that's for sure.
Boys, let me tell you, it is so interesting to see the Physique League taking off right now. I mean, look at the names that we have coming up for this weekend's picks. Amit looks good. He's with Cuts now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's with Cuts.
He's with Cuts.
He's with Cuts. That's going to be a game changer. I think a lot of people don't understand that this is an Olympian. This is a guy that has the best coach in the world right now. I didn't know that. I didn't know Amit was with Cuts. If you guys don't know the Horde, Amit is one of the biggest names in India, has a beautiful shape, a beautiful physique. This guy could definitely be in that top 3. And that's why you do see, Amit being picked in that top 3 in the Physique League, guys. So that's crazy. Who else you boys like? Who else can you see in that top 3 on this list?
I mean, who you see, Phil? Who you got?
Man,
I mean,
how can you not go past, obviously, E-Man? You've got Amit. You've got George Brown. There's a name that's missing from this list. Or is there a second page?
No, Carlos Ocran is there.
No.
Carlos is there.
Carlos is there.
Yeah, Carlos.
You're looking for Potvin. Jeremy.
Yeah.
Jeremy,
after a bit of time off the stage, is back as well. So, I mean, this is going to be a very tough top 3, that's for sure. And I mean, now with the Physique League, like, it makes it a little bit more interesting. The fact that this is the only, if not the only and the best bodybuilding game going around at the moment. Like, we obviously had our first round last week. We had so many people getting the perfect score. Guys, if you don't know, perfect score is obviously getting first, second, and third in the exact same positions. The way that we've ranked it is similar to bodybuilding. The lower the score, the perfect placing, the lower the score. The not so perfect placing, the higher the score. And obviously the goal at the end of the week and at the end of the season is to have, number 1, the most perfect scores, number 2, have the lowest score in compared to everyone else. I think we had 30, 40, 50 people last week play. I don't know exactly how many numbers we had. 60 people.
60 people played. 60 people played 10 perfect scores. We had one person get 2 out of the 3 correct in the exact order. And then we had about 20, 30 people get 1 out of the 3 in exact order. Then we had another 20-ish people not even get it. So the Arnold Classic UK, there's only about 10 guys on it. Emmanuel Hunter, Vitor, Andre Dayu. We were thinking it was going to be easy. Only 10 out of 60 people that played got a perfect score, which means, what's 10%? I mean, 15, 18% of the people got it right perfectly, which is pretty low. I was expecting like half of the people. So yeah, if you guys haven't played yet, the scoreboard is live. Just click the link in the bio and you can see where you stand. You do need to get at least one person right to see your name up there, but the placings for last week are live on the leaderboard. Go check it out. Go give it a follow. There's still time to go and drop your top 3. The newest picks post is out, so go check out this roster and have at it. Aleem, we just talked about it. We got Amit Agre out of India. We have Carlos Osoedo Ocran. We have George Brown. We have Emmanuel Hunter, and we have Jeremy Potvin, and also your dark horse, like you mentioned, we have a William McKinney. I want to pull up one guy. Who do you want to start to talk about? Let's break him down.
Let's go into Amit. I want to talk about Amit.
Amit, dude. Wow.
Yeah,
the only Indian in the show.
Bro, how dope is this? First of all, bodybuilding is a worldwide sport. He looks really, really good. In fact, Buwan was on our show and he gave Amit a lot of praise, right? He said he's one of the guys who are up and coming. Him and Anik Ghosh, excuse me, are two guys that you definitely want to keep your eyes on. Amit is special because he's a very big, dense, muscular physique, especially hailing out of India. It's very interesting to see this level of density on a physique that's coming out of India, and he's just really, really solid, especially now being coached by Cuts. I think that was the missing ingredient for him because he's placed really well in the past. First, second, third, typically placing in the top 3 in shows and whatnot, of an Olympian. So the guy has the physique, he has the look to get there, but now with Cuts being able to put his special sauce, his seasoning on him, is going to be amazing. And let me tell you about the Physique League, folks. We just opened it up for us to play. So let's see if you can beat the Gaffer in terms of my picks, because I'm picking this week, and it's going to be interesting to see. So I can't wait to go up against all of y'all and try to outpace you, try to outbeat you. But Amit is looking great. The only thing I would say about Amit is I saw an update from him. I think, is that the update from yesterday?
No, it was the one in his story.
Yeah, it's in his story, his update from yesterday. And he looks really good. I'd like to see right there. I'd like to see the lines more etched. So I know it's new relationship with he and Cuts. And Cuts, really getting him right. There you go. You see the shout out to Cuts by his athlete, excuse me. I'd like to see those lines a little bit more etched in at this stage, just being a few days out, but they still have plenty of time. They still have like 3 days. So the only thing that matters is what you look like when you step on stage. So let's see.
Yeah, I while you were getting settled in Thailand, I was actually talking to Gaffer about this, and I'm like, hey, have you seen Amit's latest update? And when I saw that photo of him in the gym, I'm like, geez, this guy, he looks good. I mean, I think what you said, Gaffer, in regards to Cuts being the missing piece, I think he might have been the missing piece because, I mean, when you look at the physiques coming out of India, like you said, you've got your Aniks, you've got your Buwans, you've got your Manoj Patils. In my eyes, this guy's got one of the, between him and Anik, I think they've got top 2 nicest flowing physiques out of the lot. Just when you think beach body, can you not see that guy walking down the beach? He's got the perfect shape. He's got the structure. He's got a nice bubbly chest. The abs are perfectly symmetrical as well. When you see him flex those abs, they're just looking like perfect blocks next to each other. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this guy on stage. I feel like he could be one of the athletes that does shake it up over the next couple of days. And you can't go past that little flick that he does when he hits his transition. So that could be the difference between him placing first, second, or third. Who knows? But yeah, looking forward to seeing this guy back on stage.
Amit Agre coming to the Charlotte Pro. That's crazy. You don't see an Indian traveling from India heading over to the States and competing in a show with such big names. My only thing with Amit is this. Obviously, he's going to have the aesthetics. Obviously, he's going to come in absolutely peeled with Cuts. But when I look at that list, when I look at the Physique League and I see who's on the list, the only thing I can think of is the back going to be enough? Because he's going to go up against guys that have that density in the back. Carlos Osuedu, Ocran in particular, and I kind of want to stop on him for a second. We know Carlos. Carlos has been top 10 at the Mr. Olympia. This guy brings muscle bellies that are freaky. This is that freaky muscle belly that everyone loves to talk about. Here's the latest update just 12 hours ago. He says it's the first workout. Looks like he's in Charlotte, getting ready for the stage. First pro show in 2026. Really happy to see him competing. Prep coach Neil Yoda Hill. So he has the same coach as Brandon Hendrickson. So he's in good hands. Guys, don't be surprised if you see Carlos Osuedu Ocran win this show. And then I will confidently say, if he brings it, If he brings that 100%, he's top 3 without a doubt. And looking at the Physique League, there was a lot of you guys who had Carlos in that when you guys were commenting. A lot of guys had Ocran in that top 2 spot, top 2, 1, 3, first. Like, a lot of people love Ocran. What do you guys think about Carlos, guys?
Bro, he rivaled Brandon Hendrickson at the China Pro, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those were the 2 main guys everybody wanted to see, was Carlos and Brandon, and what that was going to stack up. And Brandon really put his reputation on the line traveling all the way to China, which is, by the way, Ocran's, that's his home. So to go to this guy's, land and compete against him when, he's got the reputation, was a very dangerous thing for Brandon to do. But, he came out on top, obviously, and that just goes to show why he's the triple champ and now the double champ of the Arnold and whatnot, and doing his thing. So never scared of the smoke, Brandon Hendrickson, shout out to him. But Carlos has just a very full chest, which makes him really stand out. He's got really, like, where Corey Morris is really known for his shoulders, Carlos is really known for his chest and his back. Looks crazy. The only thing I would say about Carlos is his posing. I think that he goes into his posing, historically speaking, not as like owning the stage with a physique like that as he probably should, in my humble opinion. I think, there's it's almost like he goes up there, goes through the motions, and then walks off. Very nonchalant, in my opinion. Maybe he's not, in his head, but that's just what I see. I think if his posing and they nail that, he's a difficult guy to beat. Again, it's not just the physique that counts and what the judges are looking at. They're looking at the entire package. Do you own the stage? Do you get everybody excited? Do you get the judges excited to see you? Do you leave them wanting more? So I think, again, you don't want to be up on stage forever. You want to get up there and get off, and keep the judges interested in wanting to see your physique again and intrigued. But he's got an incredible gift genetically, and if he can pull this off, he's gonna be a problem. Yeah, he had improved here at the China Pro. Let's see, boom, boom, boom. Wow, look at that back, boys. He's gonna be difficult to beat.
I'd love to see this back up against E-Man side by side. Like, obviously, E-Man has struggled to really bring the detail in the back the last couple of weeks with the 2 Arnold Classics. But if E-Man brings that back in and brings that detail, that conditioning, that fullness that we know that E-Man has, and have him stand side by side by Carlos Ocran, that's going to be a sight to see. That is going to be one for the fans, that's for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know he was with Neil Yoda Hill. So if Neil Yoda Hill peaks this guy perfectly, he comes in conditioned, he has the physique to beat everyone. I truly think that, if E-Man isn't on his game, and I don't think we've ever really seen that. I don't think we've ever seen a 100% E-Man versus 100% Carlos Ocran. I have a hard time believing anyone is going to be genetically superior to be able to battle with those guys if they truly bring it. We'll talk about some more guys in a second, but Carlos, man, if anyone's counting this guy outside of the top 3, I don't know if I would do that. I don't know if I would do that.
Seriously.
You're a brave man to do that, that's for sure.
A lot of things would have to go wrong for him to not be in the top 3.
Man.
And Carlos is a top 15 Olympian as well, isn't he? Was it last year or the year before he hit the top 15?
Yeah, I think it was the year before, but yeah, he beat Corey Morris, I think, or he's right there with Corey. He was like 8th or 9th in the world. Like, so when he brings it, he's top 10 in the world.
Yeah, I think he's right behind crazy. Corey. Yeah, incredible.
So, obviously, guys, you're playing Physique League. Amit Agre, hard to put him outside of your top 3. Carlos Osuedu Ocran, really hard to put him outside of your top 3. Let's talk about Emanuel Hunter. I mean, this guy is the favorite. That's why I have him here as the favorite. On paper, if you look at the stats and the history books and how he's placed and what he's done, what his resume looks like, Emmanuel Hunter should win this show. Obviously, everyone he knows that he's been working with the new coach. which is Will Sage, and they've been doing a phenomenal job trying to best put together Emmanuel's best package. We heard from his old coach, Mike Rattini, Phil the Gaffa Horde. You guys know, Mike said Emanuel Hunter is one of the hardest guys that he's ever had to peak. Avomp, I'll throw it over to you first, and we'll go over to the Gaffa. I'm going to find the latest update of E-Man if he does it. Sometimes E-Man stays quiet. Sometimes he sends us some check-ins on the side. Let's see if we got anything. Hey, I appreciate that, E-Man, reposting Physique League. Let's see if he's got anything. Sometimes he stays quiet, and that's how E-Man rocks. Have you guys seen any new updates of Emanuel Hunter?
I haven't gotten anything or haven't seen anything yet. But if we base it off what we saw, did you, Gaffer? Did you get anything from E-Man?
No, he didn't send anything direct this time. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get something today, tomorrow. They normally send. He and Liz normally send something a little closer to the day of the show. But I mean, you're talking. He's essentially doing 3 shows in a row. The 3 shows you could possibly do in the beginning of the year. He's doing them in a row, and he's right there. He's got points from both Arnolds right now. So he's doing really well. And then, should he win this show, he's probably in there like swimwear for the O. Probably just automatically from a points perspective is a done deal. This show doesn't automatically qualify you like the Pittsburgh Pro would, or I think the Arnold Classic does, but the Arnold UK does not. But again, it's E-Man, right? He turns into E-Max. He's going to be an O. He's just got that physique, boy.
Speaking of E-Max, I think you've gotten the horde onto that, Gaffer, because I saw a comment saying...
I've been seeing it. A lot.
A few people have been saying E-Max. Yeah, no, I mean, it's hard to go against E-Man for this show. I mean, all I'm missing is that all I want to see is him bring that 3D pop that we typically see with E-Man. From the rear. I know he's been struggling with the detail from the back. And one thing I've been saying over the last couple of weeks is I feel like Will is just gathering data on this guy. Like Mike said, one of the hardest athletes he's ever had to peak. And kudos to Will because he's really managed to bring in that front shot. The midsection was always something that E-Man struggled to bring in. It was almost like he had to sacrifice one for the other. And in the past, he always had to sacrifice that front shot for the detail and the separation in the back. At the moment now, he's nailed the front shot, but he's struggling with the back. So I really hope this is the show where we're able to see that complete, typical E-Man package that we see. I'm not sure. I really hope all this travel that he's doing doesn't affect the physique at all because it would take a toll. I mean, he's gone from Alabama to Ohio to Birmingham. Back to Carolina this weekend. So I really hope all this travel isn't affecting the physique at all. I hope this is one of the shows where he's able to collect those points. I mean, he's been so close the last couple of weeks. He's come third twice, actually. He's came third twice. So he's right there in the mix. I really, really hope for E-Man this is the one where he's able to kind of get that win and really, get that leapfrog or that first step on that Olympia stage for 2026.
Hey,
I got some news ask you a question.
I have some news for you guys real quick, though. Breaking news. I'm not sure what the relationship looks like in its entirety right now, but Liz and E-Man peaked him the last for the Arnold UK. Apparently Will didn't. So that's interesting. That is very interesting. I'm not sure where it is yet. I haven't spoken with Liz or Emmanuel, nor Will, but I am planning on speaking with Will later on, hopefully today, tomorrow. And that's something that I did not know. So they have reached out and were like, hey, listen, this last UK show, we put the work in ourselves, solo dolo, to get him right and get him in condition for the UK, the Arnold UK. So sounds like that first the look we saw at the UK was their first time of him doing it. Just he and Liz. Interesting.
There you go. Breaking news.
Shake it up.
And Phil, if you were sitting down with E-Man, we are a couple days before the show. like you said, he's the only name on the list that is still continuing to compete from Arnold. I mean, this guy is back to back shows. That was a great point that you made. What would you tell E-Man? We're 2 days out of the show. We don't really know how he's feeling. We just heard that bombshell of a news from the GAFA. What would you tell E-Man, man to man, as a friend?
I mean, mentally keep your head strong. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. That's the first time I'm hearing that news. And, when you've done a whole prep with a coach and then towards the tail end when it's the most important time, like if that relationship is starting to, move further away, the only thing you can do is really keep him calm. Because obviously, the stress and the cortisol will play a massive part with that peak. We'll see it straight away. If he's carrying water around that midsection, around that lower back, you'll know that that's a spike in cortisol straight away. So the first thing you got to say is really just, you've come this far. Let's just finish it off strong. And if it is playing on him mentally, maybe it's time to lock it down and get out of this prep and really start to focus on, maybe shows towards the tail end of the year. If he takes out this win, he would have collected some good points after the Arnold show. So he's in a really, really good position. I mean, I feel like the guys that make it are probably only going to need about 18 to 22 points anyway to qualify for the O. But I know a lot of these guys don't want to rely on points. And no competitor would want to rely on points. You only want to make it to the O if you deserve to be there. And that's by having those 2 pro show wins. I feel like that's going to determine the best of the best. Because I know a lot of athletes, they're relying on points. Like they don't feel like they've done it the right way. But the first thing I've got to say, like I said, finish it off strong. Let's take home that win, and then get back to the drawing board as soon as that show's done. Obviously, assess your position then, and decide whether or not do you want to do another show and hopefully cement that second pro show win, or do you lock it down and just let the body rest, recover, especially after all the traveling. Just go back into a health phase and then maybe down the track or later on the year. Lock it back in and then go again.
I second that. I agree with that.
I absolutely love that. Let's keep moving down this chart because there's a couple more names. I know the GAFA. I'm going to throw this over to you. You have a dark horse that you want to tell us about, that you've been kind of talking to, that you've been helping pose and just kind of, finish out this week strong. Horde. This is William. Is it Anthony McKinney or William McKinney?
No, it's not one of the McKennies. It is Mankind.
See, he just liked one of my posts thinking about it.
What's his real name?
Gerard or something?
Gerard.
Oh, Gerard Jenkins. Gerard Jenkins, I think it is.
No, not Gerard Jenkins.
No, Gerard.
Gerard. Yeah. Igben.
What is it, Phil?
Igben Osun.
I don't know how.
Wow. If that doesn't catch your eyes. That's crazy. I didn't even see this.
Look at his transformation, number one. So kudos to him for, having kind of the dad bod in a sense, with the belly, getting after it, and now looking like this, with not only just the upper body, which you see a lot of guys in men's physique just solely work on, but the lower half also, really nice quad sweep, especially for men's physique, has the calves. The guy looks really balanced. This is my dark horse, boys. Like, he has bubbly abs, very etched in abs. He's got these cap shoulders that just flow really beautifully for our division, and streamline down his arms. I mean, it looks really, really nice. Here's a late post or most recent post of his. He's got a really nice back too. So pause. Like when the guy turns around, you see a lot of the detail in the rhomboids. You see the detail in the upper traps. Look at that. The lats flare out. Can still work on the back a little bit more, of course. I mean, but this guy's got just genetically, another guy who's genetically gifted, and he's going to shake things up. I mean, I definitely can see him placing in the top 5 for sure. But I think if he comes in really, really full, that's a key. I know he was injured, had a little bit of issue being injured and couldn't really work on his chest as much as previously. But I think he's kind of gotten past the issue. He's flat here, of course. So when he really carbs up, we'll be able to see the physique in its entirety coming up at the Charlotte Pro. So really excited. And by the way, someone who will be in the building live looking at this show with their own eyes and getting footage, the gaffer will be at the Charlotte Pro showing up. So if you're going to be there, if you're a competitor, man, can't wait to see you, give you love, shout you out, and get the boys involved, and hopefully do a live stream or call them up on FaceTime, and just look at the show, check the guys out, see the posing, see the physiques on the moment, on the spot. It's going to be dope. So very excited. Shout out to Mike and Tyler, who are going to be judging the show. And I think Alan Sizemore is also a judge who's going to be on the show. But look at his abs, bro. Look at that. Look at the lats in that front pose, both hands overhead. Dope shot. Dope physique. What do you think? What do you see?
First thing I was going to say is Gaffer's holding the fort down when it comes to these US shows. He's like going to all these US shows. We love it over here at the Hood. He's like the official reporter on the floor for these US shows. But I just want to say, I want to ask a quick question before we jump over to Hart. I got a feeling this guy's a new pro because he's doing his US debut. I think he's from the UK. If you go back to his pin post, Hart, can you check when he got that pro card? Third photo, 50 weeks ago?
The date says February 12th, 2025.
So it's been just over a year. I wonder if this is his first pro show, because he's definitely put on some size since this photo, and even peaked and tanned and oiled up. Like, this guy's got some really deep cuts in that midsection, the obliques. He's got nice pop to the muscle. How much size this guy's put on? Damn.
Bro, he's working. He's in the lab getting after it.
Give us your thoughts, Hart. What do you think?
Yeah, I think most guys who turn pro don't look like this in terms of muscle, just a lot of muscle, a lot of grainy, mature muscle. I don't know how old this guy is, but the fact that he just turned pro about a year ago and he already looks like this is incredible. He looks amazing standing by himself, but I want to see him next to some of these big-time Olympians. I want to see him next to Potvin. I want to see him next to Carlos to really see how he's doing. I think a really good placing for Mankind at the Charlotte Pro, given all the names, is a top 5. Do I think he's going to get in the top 3? I would be surprised. Do I think he's going to win? No. Do I think he has a lot of potential? Of course I do. But as a newer pro, only been pro for a year, I mean, there's pros that have been pro for 10 years that wish they had that amount of muscle and just what he has going on. So I'm very impressed. I think we're all rooting for this guy. I know even though he's a newer pro, I still think I agree with you, Gaffa. This is the dark horse of the Charlotte Pro. I mean, this guy isn't getting thousands and thousands of likes. He's getting a decent amount of traction and engagement, but I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. Would love to see him, for him and his journey and his fan base, a top 5 finish at the Charlotte Pro, but he wouldn't be in my Physique League top 3 this week.
Well said.
Beautiful.
Well said. Can't wait to see what you look like. Yeah.
I know. Me either. Okay, we talked about Amit Agre. We talked about Carlos Acevedo Ocran. We talked about Emmanuel Hunter. We talked about Gerard. Phil?
Can't remember his name. I can't remember the surname.
Igbenogson.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that down.
We're gonna get it down.
Yeah.
We're gonna get
Mankind.
it down.
We'll stick to Mankind.
Mankind. I love that name. Yeah.
Phil, let's briefly talk about Jeremy Potvin. So Jeremy is a OG men's physique Olympian. This guy has been a pro for feels like 10 plus years. He's been top 5 at the Olympia before. And he's coming back. He's coming back from health issues. He's coming back from just life and how it can kind of beat you up sometimes. I know he did a really dope post today and tagged the show and is being very vulnerable and opening up. This is a big moment for Jeremy Potvin, Phil. Give me a breakdown on how Jeremy may be feeling and how he's looking coming into the show.
Yeah. Well, like you said, man, Jeremy was one of the first guys that I ever seen jump on that Olympia stage. Just the freakiness about his physique, the tiny waist, just the pop, the round chest, just everything about him is just so unique. And obviously with his health issues that happened a couple of years back, it would have taken a toll on him, mentally, being one of the best athletes in the world to now having a new challenge to face, which was overcoming. It was cancer, right? That he was overcoming. And now for him to come back on stage and put everything behind him and almost come out the other end stronger than ever, and it's just a battle of resilience, because anyone in that position mentally, now we know that Jeremy went through some mental health issues as well because of everything that did go on, and when something's ripped from you that you cherish so much and has played a big part in your life, it would be very, very hard to, beat those demons mentally. But he's been able to do so. And man, the way that this guy has rebounded in terms of his physique, it's like he never skipped a beat. We saw how much size he had to lose. Obviously, that wasn't a priority at the time, but just the way that he's come back, and it's so cool to see. It's so cool to see one of the OGs back on stage and battling it out in Charlotte this weekend against some very, very top tier athletes. It's just going to be it's going to be a surreal moment for him, and I think it's going to be a moment that he's going to cherish for the rest of his life. I mean, I'm sure winning your pro card is one of the best moments of your life. I'm sure jumping on stage for the first time is one of the best moments of your life. I'm sure being on the Olympia stage for the first time would be one of the best moments in your life. But now to come back from everything that this guy's had to overcome over the last couple of years and do it all over again, it's this, I believe, will be one of the best moments that this guy's ever had to experience. So I'm looking forward to seeing Jeremy back on stage.
Yeah, really well said. If I was playing Physique League this week, Jeremy Potvin would definitely be in my top 3. It's been a while since he's been on stage, so will he be nervous on stage? How is his stage presence going to be? We don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions that will get answered in a couple days' time. I know Aleem will give us that breakdown on everything, but Jeremy Potvin will definitely be in my top 3 if I was playing Physique League. So that's the show coming up, guys. Horde, we have the Charlotte Pro. Again, if you're in the building, not only do you need to say hi to Aleem Bolton, but you need to wish this guy happy birthday because his birthday's on the 5th of April. So when you see this guy, give him a big kiss for me right on the lips and tell him happy birthday, please.
A nice big
and give him a follow
smoochie.
if you're not following this guy.
We don't want chairs to start flying. All right, so don't do that.
No, Horde, he likes that stuff. Trust me, I really know. And there's another guy too, by the way. Tomorrow, Avomp's birthday is in the building. So if you guys do me a favor, go reach out to Avomp, comment on a post, or send him a DM. Phil's birthday is on the 3rd as well. So we got both of these horn signs, these big horn Aries guys over here, birthdays. Happy birthday, boys.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
Let's go.
Gaffer, happy birthday to you too, man.
Thanks, brother. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And guys, before we move on to the next segment, we got a couple more topics that we want to talk about. Do want to shout out the Horde. We are less than 20 away. We may have hit it by now to 20,000 subscribers, and that's because you guys tune in every single week to help grow this platform. We've been together for 4 months ish, and we already hit 20,000 subscribers. We're going to hit 50K by the Mr. Olympia. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification, because the season just started. We just started. I mean, we didn't just start. We've been working our asses off. But
calling it right now, we've got to be one of the fastest growing bodybuilding channels on planet Earth right now.
Easy.
Like how fast we've been growing, how much love we've been receiving over the last couple of months. We see all your comments. We see all the love. We see the Horde continue to grow every single day by not only 1 or 2, but we're talking hundreds, if not thousands over weeks and months at a time. So again, I've said this time and time again. All 3 of us have said it time and time again that we couldn't do this without you guys. And we appreciate every single one of you. But guys, if you haven't already, like Hart said, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tap the bell icon to be one of the first when every episode, every interview goes live throughout the 2026 season. Like we just said, the season kicks off today. Or kicks off this weekend, I should say, and the page all the pages continue to grow. The YouTube continues to grow. So make sure, like I said, to tap that bell icon, like and drop a comment on this post as well as every other post or every other video that we do drop. It definitely helps with the algorithm, and you know the drill. If you're new here, I'll let you know. If you've been here before, you know the drill. Take a screenshot of this episode, upload it to your story, use the QR code on the top right corner. Make sure to tag the Men's Physique Show official, Hart McGrath, Aleem Bolton, Phil Naselli, and we'll reshare that to our stories as well.
Part of the movement. 7 million views this past month.
Let's go. Quit playing with us.
Congrats to us and to the fans. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Horde. Avon put up a post, and I'm going to have Gaff talk about it. What's going on in Taiwan, Aleem? I know you watched this of our boy. What's going on?
Bro, this is one of those rare anomalies. I can't even believe the beginning of the season. And, with the popularity of the men's physique division itself, there's only 2 people that have entered the Taiwan Pro. Like, you want to talk about the easiest points that you can possibly get? This is that show. It is surprising. Obviously, from the competitor side, everybody wants to be at the Charlotte Pro. That's where the talent's really going to be this weekend. But man, if you were someone jumping into a show like this, I mean, definitely a top Olympian, this is easy pickings for you. Only 2 guys. And Phil called it out. Great post, great reel that Phil dropped here. And it just resonates. One thing I didn't understand, though, is just some of the crazy, like, for it to only be a 2-man show, which is obvious. And obviously, it's very, very easy to get points. It's not like anything that is controllable by the athletes. It's not anything that's controllable by the promoters. The 2 athletes that are doing the show. And certainly, there's no control over that by Phil. But some of the comments in there, two comments, I was like, what are you guys even talking about? Like, sometimes the hate is just unwarranted and comes from a crazy, crazy place. But obviously, if you are not doing your thing, you wouldn't have haters, right? So it almost is synonymous. You're going to have a couple of haters that are going to jump on. But I was just like, where your brain is at in order to like even say anything negative about just the fact that there are only 2 athletes and these are easy points to get. I was like, what? But anyway, off of that and back onto the positivity. Okay. One thing I'll say is that this show is historically been a really nice show. And I wonder if it's been an issue about promoting or if there's something else behind the scenes that's gone on where there's only 2 guys that are showing up. Not that Taiwan is in anyone's necessarily backyard, but, why would you not want to travel to Taiwan and get a nice little vacation in there too as an athlete? So interesting to see, boys. Interesting to see. What do you have on this? What's your take on this, Phil, when you first dropped this? And what's been the response? Have you heard back from any athletes asking, hey, is there still time to get into the show since you announced that?
Yeah, it's a crazy one because I've never seen a show that, and these are some points that I kind of touched on in this post. Like, I've never seen a show go ahead with 2 athletes only. Because I know in some, like I was actually talking to an IFBB competitor today who actually competes in women's physique, and she's an amateur, and they won't allocate a pro card if there's anyone less than 3 in the division. So it's interesting to see this show. And again, it's got nothing to do with the athletes that have registered. Obviously, they've done their part, they've done the prep, they've done the hard work. It's got nothing to do with that. But it is interesting to see because now with the whole point system, it makes it a little bit interesting with what the IFBB does in situations like this. Because obviously we know, for you to win this show, it's 10 points. You need 2 pro show wins to qualify. Now, if someone was to compete in 2 shows and there's a very small turnout just like this, it's not easy points, but in a way it is an easy route to go to the 2026 Mr. Olympia. What also is interesting is and I've got to be very careful with how I say this because I don't want us to, get demonetized or whatnot, but could this be a carry-on effect with what's happening in the world at the moment? Because and we could see more of this happen around the world. There could be athletes that may be fearful to travel to different parts of the world because of what's happening at the moment. So how does this impact the 2026 Mr. Olympia? Are we going to see more shows like this that do have small turnouts where we may not see big names go over to these shows because they may fear not being able to go back to their country or being locked out or, being stuck in a country and not being able to return back to their homeland. So this, who knows? Hopefully we don't see another situation like this where it is a small turnout. I know these guys being both IFBB pros and both qualifying for the Olympia in the past, I'm sure they don't want to punch their ticket this way. I'm sure they want to be up against some of the best athletes in the world, really fighting for their spot for that qualification. So yeah, it is very, very interesting to see with this one. It could be a number of different cases. Did many guys know about this show? Obviously, the roster would have been put on the IFBB Pro website, but was it promoted well enough to attract some big names? There are so many unanswered questions with this, but it is what it is. It's going to be a good battle between these 2 guys. Like we said, like I said, sorry, these guys both have qualified for the Olympia in the past. They're both 2 very, very good athletes, and I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys do bring to stage over the weekend.
What do you think, Fart?
Yeah, I think you guys hit it straight on. Definitely still want to show some love to Farouk and Hussein, the only 2 guys doing it. So we'll touch on that when that show. Who you guys have? Who you guys have winning, by the way?
I like Farouk.
Yeah,
I
I
like
was
the
going to
look
say
of it.
Farouk.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Awesome. Let's keep this moving. Couple more topics. Ali Bilal has just dropped some insane updates, and we're actually going to go over to his YouTube that he just posted 12 hours ago. We're 6 weeks out of the New York Pro, and we have second in the world taking off his shirt for us. So let's talk about this. This is some crazy stuff. Ali Bilal just comes in sharp, just comes in as the dagger. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have the smallest waist. He doesn't have the best back, but everything else that he does, he's one of the best in the world at what he does. What do you guys think of this?
Up, though. That back has been coming up on Ali. Mm-hmm. He could be really dangerous. You see the updates, Hart? Have you checked them out? Look at this.
This one here? No, I haven't seen it.
Is this the most recent one? Let's see.
It's just 13 hours ago.
After this video, if you go to his Instagram page, he's actually got a carousel post of all these shots, and the back looks it's come up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's doing a double bicep right here, so you don't really get to see.
He loves
the
that,
back, but I mean, you can see there. You can see the detail, of course. The Afghan dagger.
He wasn't lying though.
I'm telling you,
he did say, like, and I think this is what he said in our interview. It's like, you need to be ready 4 weeks out. You know, that's where he likes to be, 4 weeks out. And I mean, this is 6 weeks out, and this guy's striking distance. So it's going to be very, very cool to see what this guy's going to pull off at that Pittsburgh Pro, what he's going to pull off at that New York Pro, because if this is anything to go by, this could possibly be the best Ali Bilal that we've ever seen.
Well, boys, I mean, Ali right now, and historically speaking, but especially right now, he's one of those guys that is just so conditioned all year round. Like, literally, he could step on stage right now and probably win most shows. You know, depending on, there might just be a handful of people who could beat him in this look right now, which is incredible to even say that 6 weeks out, you know. He's got all the lines in the core section that you could possibly imagine. He told everyone, he said, listen, if you want to get famous, beat me, right? You want to put your name on the map? Ali is telling people, do a show that I'm in and beat me, because you will be the most popular person going into the Olympia, hands down. Like, you literally would, other than probably Ryan Terry. Like, if you beat Ali, you go to instant stardom overnight. If you don't have a name for yourself, you do now. And the guy's been bringing up his back. You look at his back and just the width that he's put on, and some more density, you know, and been able to hold on to it. This conditioned 6 weeks out from the show, man, like, an Ali with the back is a complete package. And that now really, really makes it difficult to say, you know, who could be in that first slot position, because the number 2 and number 3 positions, that's the thing that they're not as strong as our current champ happens to have, is when you turn and face the curtain. So if Ali gets that, boys, and it's early in the season, you know, he's the kind of guy that continues to grow. And if he wins the Pittsburgh Pro, New York Pro, one of those shows, I mean, he's on. I mean, he can chill for the rest of the year and just continue to bring up the back and get ready for the O. I wonder if Ali's going to do that and do any other additional shows, considering, you know, if he wins. Safe to say, though, like, I mean, the competition is going to be pretty stacked. Aaron Banks is going to be in that Pittsburgh Pro show. Who else we got, boys? Who else is in that Pittsburgh Pro show?
We've got Chiron. We've got Chiron Holden.
Chiron, that's right.
We've got Isai doing that show. Edvan Palmera doing that show. It's going to be a big show.
Oh, Edvan, that's right. So, I mean, you got number 2, number 4, and number 5 that are going to be in the show. And then you've got Isai, who, where did he place? I think Isai was did he crack the top 16?
It was in top, it was in top 16.
Yeah, right.
And then you got Chiron.
And deservingly so.
Yeah. I think
phenomenal.
I think Ali will do another show, to be honest with you, because I remember he did say that he's got 3 shows. He said this earlier in the year. He's got 3 shows that are planned. These 2 were the 2 shows that he was definitely doing. I've got a feeling he might do the Dubai show, and I don't know what it is. I've just got this gut feeling that he could possibly do Dubai before, you know, the O. I mean, good money at the Dubai show, that's for sure. But
not that he needs the money. You know, Ali is stacked, racked, and, you know, he's straight there, but not to count his pockets. But Dubai is a big name. He wins that. Yeah, that would be dope, Phil.
Speaking of winning, Speaking of winning, he actually mentioned in the and we know that Ali's a bit of a showman. I know we all know he likes to really hype up the sport and hype up the division. In the latest YouTube video that he uploaded, he actually has urged the competitors to bring their best. If you go to BTS's Instagram page chart, there's a snippet on that page where it says, if you beat me, you're going to have so much momentum going into the rest of the season. If you beat me, you could potentially be one of the favorites moving into the 2026 Olympics. So he's actually urging all these guys to bring their best. He doesn't want to see people coming in last year, like 80%, 83%, 82%, whatever it was. He wants everyone to show up on that day. And he wants this to be a spectacle. He wants the best of the best on that day. So yeah, if this is anything to go by, hopefully the other guys get the memo, get the message, and if we can see everyone at that Pittsburgh Pro, at that New York Pro coming in their absolute best, it's going to be quite a show for the fans, that's for sure.
Shout out to Suki over at BTS for sure. Hart, how about our collaboration with BTS and over the Arnold UK and the Arnold Classic? How dope was that to collab with Suki over there? That was pretty dope.
Yeah, big shout out to Suki. He was boots on the ground at the UK, collabing us with all the men's physique content. I mean, probably millions of views, hundreds of thousands of likes because Suki was there and he wanted to partner with us for that show. Hopefully there's some more opportunities that we can do that, but big shout out to you, Suki, for making that happen and spreading the love, bro, because that definitely just helps out the sport grow in all ways. When we both collab, it just things explode, and we saw that last weekend.
Yeah, good stuff. What else we got?
Good stuff on Ali Bilal, guys. Looks incredible. Last thing we have for the day, Erin Banks has been updating us like crazy. Newest update, 6.5 weeks. Man, I would love to see Erin jump into New York and take on Ali and shake up the whole division. I don't know if that's going to happen, but here he is, 6.5 weeks. He's just feeling like the old E-Banks groove again. How are we feeling about our boy, guys?
Gaffer, you kick it off.
Yeah, well, first, love the April Fools that he caught everybody with, showing that his girl was pregnant. That was hysterical.
I would love to know how he did that.
And he showed his. Say that again.
I would love to know how he did that because it fooled me as well. As soon as I saw that story, to my defense, I saw it at 3 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I'm 1 week into this diet and my stomach was starting to grumble. I'm like, oh, I'm up now. And the first thing I saw was Perla and Erin Banks with this baby scan. I'm like, screenshot, sent it to boys. Hey, boys, Erin Banks has got a little one on the way. And it wasn't until I saw the bottom comment saying, April Fools. But I'm telling you, that is AI at its best. For him to have the baby background, Perla on the bed, the CT scan with the baby. I'm like, Jesus, this is technology scary. But anyway, Gaffer, keep going.
Yeah, but I gotta say, man, Erin, from a personality perspective, that's right on brand with him. I mean, he's a jokester, super fun. And we will have him on our show here within a week, I think it is. Yeah, he'll be here next week on the show. Great interview that's going to come out. Obviously, a lot to talk about. His new protein company, supplement company, the things that he's into. He's got some big deals, and obviously his relationship and what his plans are for the year. How he's feeling, how he and Cuts are looking. Shout out to Manifest dropping those dope shorts on Erin Banks and really getting everybody excited about the new shorts that they just released. Those purples look good. We have those, and then the Riptides. One thing you guys want to know too as fans, they're doing a giveaway right now. So Manifest has this dope Riptide giveaway, the ones to the right. And if you want to up your chances, up the percentage and possibility of winning, we are also doing a giveaway of the Riptides with Manifest. So you have a shot to win a brand new board shorts from Manifest, the new Riptides, or you can go through us and also, put your name in the hat and try to win that way as well. So you have 2 chances to win the Riptide versions of Manifest board shorts, the newest ones that just came out. They feel incredible. They look incredible. We love them. And man, you're going to definitely pop on stage if you got those on. But Erin Banks, one of the most athletic guys in the league. The guy's a basketball player. He's a paddleball player. He snowboards. I'm sure skydives. Like Erin Banks is down with the thrill of life, right? And getting after it, doing a bunch of muscle ups that we saw him doing. I think he did like 10 muscle ups in a row. So again, a very athletic beast of an athlete. Can't wait to see Aaron Banks and what he brings and what he talks about on the show. But I love the physique always. They're doing that, stay below our weight cap and then grow into the show up to the weight cap. He and Cuts are implementing that, that style of prep. So it's going to be dope to see kind of what that all amounts to and how striated, how conditioned he actually looks going and into the Pittsburgh Pro, where he will be battling Ali Bilal, where he is going to battle Chiron and a lot of the other top athletes. Isai, who looks wow, is lights out. Isai is looking incredible. So he's got the competition stacked up, of course, but that's Aaron Banks. He's down for the smoke. He wouldn't be here if not for the smoke. So let's go. What do you boys see?
Hart, you go.
Go with what? What's your question?
Oh, Aaron. What do you think about Erin?
I think he looks good, man. I was just reading that last post that he put up about how he was struggling. You see this? He was planning to move to Texas. He didn't get his water. He hasn't been really locked in, but now he's locked in. Is that going to affect him? I mean, I know he's a superior genetic athlete. I know he's with Cuts, but who's competing at the Pittsburgh Pro that we know of that has been locked in, that didn't have all this stuff go down, And I'm not saying that it's going to be detrimental to his placing, but I feel like all these little things matter. Like, you guys know, the best in the world, it's just the little things that they do every single day so consistently that gets them to that, Mr. Olympia. I think he looks great, man. I think he looks like Aaron. I don't want to see old Aaron Banks. I want to see a new and improved Aaron Banks, honestly. When he put that caption up, I'm like, come on, Aaron. I want to see Aaron 2.0, because I think at this stage, he's going to have to bring that, because we just have so many hitters these days. He can't bring an old Aaron Banks. And I don't even think that's really him anymore. Like, he needs to evolve. What do you think, Phil?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the physiques are getting better and better and better every single season. I mean, we can't have an old version of Aaron Banks. We want to see a new and improved version of Aaron Banks. No, obviously the last couple of years we weren't able to see the best version of Aaron Banks, but hopefully, he seems extremely locked in now. I mean, he's keeping, in shape year round. Like, he's doing the 1%ers. He's adding different forms of cardio to keep his cardiovascular health under control and his body fat low throughout the season, the off season as well. So, nothing less than the best or the new improved Aaron Banks, I reckon, will, that's the only version that the world wants to see. Speaking of the best version, can we throw one more person up if we got a chance? Isai Kesek. Because some of the updates this guy has been putting up lately. I mean, I saw you took that nostalgic obsidian mirror photo with him, but man, this guy looks good. This guy's got to be the biggest guy on a scooter in Bali, that's for sure at the moment, or on a motorbike. I saw this guy the other day. He was on his motorbike, on his I think it was like a Japanese motorbike, and this guy's driving. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble here, but he's driving around the streets of Bali, no hands on the motorbike. He's doing back double biceps. And I'm like, this guy looks insane. You saw him in person. Give us an update. How's he looking?
Yeah, he's special, man. There's so many special body parts on him. I mean, I don't know where to start. He's just gifted. He's just extremely, extremely gifted, and he puts the hard work in every single day. And it's really now coming to manifestation, what you guys see. Like you talked about, Phil, that photo I took with him looking crazy as he's balancing his pecs. He really looks like that. He really looks like, man, he lives, he breathes, he sleeps men's physique. He's doing the Pittsburgh Pro and the New York Pro. Man, I love the human being that he is. I love this guy's heart after connecting with him and spending time with him. I would love to see Isai get top 3 at one of those shows. I would love it.
Yeah. I mean, he's got one of the best lat insertions in the game. His lat insertions look crazy. They stream all the way down to the hip. It's really, really a special physique, genetically gifted, and also mentally in a zone. Like, this guy has just a really, really nice look. He needed to get a little more density on him. Again, Olympian, clearly. And he's put on that density. He's put it on in a year's time from now. So from the last O going into this next O, we're going to see a noticeably improved Isai, and he had cracked the top 16 last year. Imagine where he's going to be. Another person like Ju Shen He, who don't sleep on them. Like they're coming. Like these guys from Asia, these guys from around the world, they're coming, man. They've got the diet, they've got the look, they've got the work ethic. They've got sponsors behind them that are, some of them, many of them are even better than the sponsors here in the States because they really take bodybuilding even more seriously important to the athletes as you want to see. So these guys can really live their lives in a bodybuilding fashion as a lifestyle and, get up, go work out, come back home, eat, sleep, get up, go work out again, eat, sleep, rinse, repeat. Like they can really fine tune their physiques and catch up to the Americans. In fact, in many cases, they've surpassed the Americans. So, wow, Isai, can't wait to see you, brother. Can't wait to see you.
Did we talk about his volleyball last week? We didn't?
He's got ups. I hit him up. I was like, bro, you got crazy ups. Like,
do we still have that video, Hart, from his story? Or did I send that to you?
Yeah, maybe on the phone. I would have to kind of pull it up and put it in the Final Cut Pro.
That's all right. This guy hit the vertical leap on him. Jeez. I thought there was bloody springs under that turf. I don't know if you saw the story, Gaffer, but this guy almost cleared the net. Now,
yeah, dude, I said something to him. I messaged him directly and was like, bro, you are really working on legs on a whole nother level to be able to jump like that. Like what the hell, man? You ready for the NBA?
Bro,
You're just cracking up. You're just cracking up.
I was going to say to him, I said, bro, you got to be careful, man. You're 6 weeks out from the New York Pro. The last thing we want to see him roll an ankle or something or tear something. Touch wood. Tear
an ACL.
We don't want to see that. It's like, be careful, brother.
Ups like MJ over there. Look at him.
But he was a champion volleyballer, I think, at a young age. I think I saw a photo of him holding the trophy or something. I think that's where he started his sort of like his sporting journey. So yeah, he's still got it. I got to give you that, man. I don't know how much he's weighing. He's got to be 90 kilos at least, and he's springboarding like a frog, mate. So yeah, I don't think I'll be able to. I don't think I can jump higher than this table.
A lot of exciting stuff going down Horde this week. We talked about the Charlotte Pro. We talked about Ali Bilal. We talked about Isai. We talked about Erin Banks. We talked about the two-man show. There's a lot of fun stuff going down in men's physique, and the season is finally getting going. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's an exciting time of the year, guys. I mean, we obviously saw the Arnold Classic Ohio, we saw the Arnold Classic UK, but now things really start to ramp up. And guys, all I'm saying is lock in, put your seatbelts on because it's going to be a massive season in 2026. Guys, if you haven't already, thank you for number one, making it to the end of the episode. But if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like we said earlier, we're almost at that 20,000 subscribers. And we couldn't have done it without you, but we've got some big goals leading into the Olympia. I mean, we want to, 50, 100,000, whatever it may be. We want to continue to see this channel grow as well as all our social media, especially our Instagram, our Spotify, and our YouTube. So guys, make sure to subscribe to all our pages, all our social media. Tap the bell icon on YouTube so that you're the first to be notified when every episode or interview goes live. Make sure to like and drop a comment. Also, before I get into what are we now? 19,000 what? Are we one subscriber away from 20,000?
One subscriber away.
Oh, who's going to be that one subscriber? That'll be cool. But who knows? By the end of the weekend, we might have that 20,000 under wraps. But yeah, guys, like I said,
we're gonna get it in 10 minutes.
100%. We are.
Yeah.
Mate, where was I up to? Like and subscribe. Like and drop a comment. Sorry, helps with the algorithm. Take a screenshot. Use the QR code on the top corner, upload it to your story, tag the Men's Physique Show official Hart McGrath, Aline Bolton, and Philip DeSalia, and we'll reshare that to our stories. And last but not least, special thank you to the guys powering the show. Number one, Manifest Board Shorts. Like I said, the season's about to start for the IFBB Pros, the NPC, the works. Go and get yourself a pair of the best board shorts in the game. Drop MP Show at the checkout for a little discount and to help support the channel. And also, while you're there, make sure to enter that competition for those board shorts, whether it be on the Manifest Board Short Instagram page or the Men's Physique Show page. Next is Alpha Physique Fitness. If you're looking for a coach for the 2026 season, whether you're a NPC competitor, an IFBB pro men's physique athlete, or even just a general lifestyle person just wanting to feel better and get in better shape, make sure to click the link below to apply for some coaching. ProSeek, if you need help with coaching, posing, the works, we're on there. We're going to be doing a Q&A once a month. So if you do have any specific questions for us, make sure to reach out to us there. Huge supplements, some of the best supplements in the game. Kippy skincare, some of the best skincare. We know how important skin is, for the men's physique division and just for men in general. Whether you're a male or a female, always look after your skin. Kippy, make sure to get some cleanser from them. Last but not least, Dr. Campbell over there at the Center of Wellness and Pain Care. If you're someone who is injured or needs some treatment, they have some of the best stem cell procedures over there to get you back in the gym ASAP. So all their links and discount codes will be in the description below. But other than that, guys, enjoy the rest of the day, the morning, the evening, whatever time you're watching this. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.